A shout out to our podcast sponsor, sportsponsorship.co.uk. If you or your business are interested in making a real difference to the Scottish game, supporting hundreds of kids into regular football, get in touch with sportsponsorship.co.uk and they'll find the right fit for your brand. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tinpot, a Scottish football podcast with myself, Tom Leask, joined by Matthew Strugnall and Andrew Guild, as always. This is episode 49 of Tinpot, and tonight we are just fresh off the back of watching Heart of Midlothian 2, Rangers 1 in the Scottish Premiership showdown, so that is going to form the crux of conversation for the next wee while, and we'll also be mentioning the ups and downs of the Scottish football pyramid as well, with League 1, League 2 and the Championships champions and relegated teams being decided just over the weekend. So that's what's coming up, as well as a quiz at the end in episode 49. But before we dive into all of that, Matthew, despite being late for this record and putting us all behind in our schedules, how are you?
Yeah, well, thanks, mate. Well, been busy bank holiday weekend for myself. I was at the Kelpies today and Helix Park. Must say, it's a good park, and the Kelpies are some structure. Very popular place today. Car park queuing all the way back to Edinburgh to get in. So busy time. I was there nice and early, 9:45, so got a space in the free car park at the end, so that's what I like to see. But yeah, fair play to all the contributors to the Kelpies for a lovely and very clean tourist attraction. So, except it did smell a bit, but I think there was some sort of rotting sewage in the canal, so perhaps they could get that cleaned. But other than that, very good.
Lovely stuff. Sewage.
Nice.
I assume no purchasing of beverages or snacks was done at the various snack vans?
Well, despite bringing a lot of picnic food, the children wanted ice cream, so I had to stump £7 for 2 scoops of ice cream.
Yes.
Which hurt me.
Was it scoops of ice cream, or was it the Mr. Whippy job?
No, it was nice, to be fair. We went to the fancy one over the wee Brit at the back there.
Nice.
So they had a decent scoop. The wee boy we were with, a friend of the family, he dropped his, which was rather sad. He did not get another one. We had to lick it off the ground like a dog, so we enjoyed that. But no, the ice cream was tasty. I abstained from having one. Not because of the price, because I was full of picnic food. I wasn't going to spend another £3.50 anyway, but I wasn't going to have one, even if the price was £1. I was full.
How much fucking picnic food did you have? I mean, your appetite's pretty serious. I mean, surely you had a trailer on the back of the motor or something like that.
I had one hot dog. No bun.
Right.
I had 3 mini sausage rolls.
No bun?
No, just that.
What sort of picnic's this? You brought a sausage without a bun to a picnic?
There were buns available for people who were interested in the carbohydrate that is a bun. I had a few rogue dogs, some little chicken bites, some sausages, some crisps. I had some little sweets, and that was it. It wasn't a substantial amount of picnic food, but it was a nice day as well. So just enjoying the day. What about you guys? What have you been up to on the bank holiday weekend of festive fun?
Good question, Andrew. We've not heard much from yourself, sir. What's been popping? You don't really have a bank holiday weekend as a self-employed man. You don't have that much.
Yeah. Didn't really get the day off today, but that's all right. That was fine. Went through to Edinburgh on Saturday night. Went out for a wee meal with the wife and went to see Josh Widdicombe. who I thought, to be fair, wasn't going to be that good. But actually, surprisingly, he was actually really good. His crowd work was pretty good. He was quite lethal with picking on people. There was maybe Thomas is a wee bit young, but there was a guy that looked exactly like Curly Watts from Coronation Street, and he was in the front row, and he got absolutely battered for a good yeah, it was such a blast from the past. But you got him to stand up, and he looked exactly like him. So he was from Dunfermline as well, apparently. But yeah, no, he was good. He was really good. He did some decent crowd work. So so that kind of was surprising for me, because I thought it was going to be very much sort of by the script, you know. But no, it was decent, really good set, and had a few drinks and came back. Mother-in-law had been looking after the kid, so she kind of looked after her from about, I don't know, 3:30 till maybe about 11 o'clock at night. Kid slept the whole time, so that was a good. So yeah, so that was a good night. After having like 10 pints. Just trying to look after a kid.
Why did she not wake her up?
She's not read the script.
Was not tired at all.
Why did she not wake her up, like, after a nap or whatever? Just let her sleep.
I mean, she doesn't have an app. Let's just start off with that one. But
just fell asleep.
But yeah, she wasn't feeling 100%. Okay. But pretty long nap, if you ask me.
Yeah, no. Maybe just shake her about 7 o'clock. Oh, you gonna wake up?
Yeah. So yeah, but it was probably, I mean, it came back. I was like, kid was asleep whilst we were on the train, so I was like, I'm gonna have to get a Domino's. So just ordered like a big old Domino's, and just destroyed that as soon as I got back, and then strapped in for the night, really. But it was pretty full on. Bit of recovery on Sunday, and then back to the grind today. But I think Mr. Leask has probably had the most exciting few days out of the lot of us. You've been on your travels, getting a few stamps on the old passport.
Yeah, I was in Tuscany. It's the posher way of just saying I went to Pisa for a couple of days. It was one of those that's booked last minute because we had the long weekend, and Pisa was the cheapest flight. So yeah, went down to see the tower. Flew out on Saturday morning, early doors, so had all day Saturday and all day yesterday. Got back today, Monday. It was good. Wow. It was good. I didn't sample a cannoli, didn't have a tiramisu, didn't have any pasta dish, didn't have any gelato.
What's wrong with you?
So I've let everyone down big time. I did have a pizza, I did have like a mortadella, some cheese, I had Aperol Spritz, the local beers. But yeah, I've let the team down. Didn't sample enough of the Italian cuisine. But it was roasting hot. It was 20 odd degrees.
Still leaning, is it? Oh, what? Still leaning is
like
the
your
tower.
microphone.
Did you go out there?
Yeah, it is.
Pictures for your hands.
Photo, yeah.
No, I went on a big like Carl Pilkington style rant about people stood like that. Almost to the point where it ruined Kim's day listening to this. Because
what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Dan? Give us your opinion on that.
Just fucking fuming. Like you all go to the same thing and you all take this exact same photo. You're all stood there doing the same stupid pose. People doing cartwheels. People like pretending it's in their hand. What's wrong with you? Just like Kim was like, "Oh, do you want me to get a photo of you next to this thing?" Like, what's the fucking point? Who needs that? What is the benefit?
For memories.
But,
yeah.
Kim's like, trying to get a photo in front of the tower.
No, I refused. She took a selfie.
Let's go to Pisa. We're not going to the tower. We'll go to Pisa.
Kim had to take a selfie.
We're not going to the tower.
I'm not taking a photo of that.
we go to Pisa.
It's as arbitrary as taking a photo in front of a tree. It's pointless.
Kim's had to take a fucking selfie. You wouldn't even just be like, all right, that's okay, my dear, I'll take one for you.
I don't force her to go on holiday with me. I don't force her to be with me. It's her choice. If she doesn't like the fact that I don't want to take a fucking photo next to a tower, then that's on her. No, I've not got any time for it. And you just get in your way. You're trying to walk somewhere.
He's like that. Don't look at the tower. Everyone else is looking at it. Don't look.
No, I'm allowed to look at it, but I look at it, I appreciate it for what it is, and it's in my head. That's all I
Mental
need.
photo. Mental image.
But you know what it's like walking down Princess Street
with a castle like this.
Oh no!
Hand up the side of its face.
Don't look.
I'm allowed to look at these things. You're missing the point. But you know what it's like walking through Edinburgh during the Fringe or like Hogmanay or something like that. We're busy times in Edinburgh. People stopping for photos fucking everywhere, and it's a pain in the arse. And you seem like the rude guy if you walk in front of someone who's taking a photo. That times 1,000. And there's only one path you can walk on outside there because there's sacred grounds next to this cathedral that you're not allowed to fucking walk across. So they're on a path, and they're all. You have to be 10 feet back from the person you're taking a photo of to get the photo, and you're trying to walk past these people. Ah, idiots.
I've been there, mate. I enjoyed it. To be fair, I got a photo.
So did I.
Yeah.
Wait, you got a photo holding the tower up?
Yeah, mate. I'm using my dick. Come on.
No, you didn't.
I was looking
You
at it.
didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
Magda will have a photo of me
Prove it.
holding the tower. I've been to Pisa. I'll get the photo. I'll send it to you later on tonight.
I'm not saying you've not been. It's like not that remarkable. You didn't take that photo. I've
did
not
a
been friends
cartwheel.
with you for this long.
It was sick. Great cartwheel. Best cartwheel I've ever done.
Winded me up.
No, I actually did do
Joke.
it, but also I ran in the morning, like at 7 in the morning, and I ran past the tower. No one was there, so it was really nice. I stopped
Great.
and took a mental photo, and then thought I'm going to come back later and do the pose. I think that'll be better. So that was a good time.
Nice.
But you're a grumpy
Yeah, but who
bastard,
wants
Sam.
to see that? It's just before we move on. It's nothing novel. It's not like you're going to go back and be like, oh, look, everyone, look at me. This is really funny. I made this up. I was the first one to hold up the tower. No, you've seen those photos a million times. So the fact that you've done it makes no difference to anyone else's life. You're doing it for your own jollies. But
That's the same with every photo, though.
Exactly. I don't look at my camera roll. There's no photos in there. There's none. That's the only photos that other people have taken of me that they've sent me afterwards.
Just
That plus
screenshots.
screenshots. Yeah, screenshots for memes and that. It's fucking
How was
stupid.
your holiday? Let's have a look. Just screenshots of shit.
Well, just go on Google. Like you've all seen the fucking tower, mate. You don't need photos of it.
Oh,
Why even bother
God.
going, mate? Why didn't you just Google Leon Tower of Pisa in your room?
yeah,
To try the local beers. That's why you go.
Didn't even eat pasta or that. What did you even do,
I
mate?
know
Didn't even use the tower.
exactly.
Didn't even eat pasta. Just order Domino's like Andrew and stay in your house.
Exactly. Get Google Earth up. Fucking
Yeah, Google Earth.
go for
It's
it.
right there.
Oh,
Like I
man.
had a good time. I enjoyed myself, and the people who did all those photos probably enjoyed themselves as well. We can all live in harmony, but just don't try and force me down that path because it won't be happening.
Who's
I'll tell you
forcing
one
you?
good thing though.
Who's forcing you, Tam?
Well, not Kim wasn't forcing, but the conversation had to happen, and it makes me out to be a bit of a Groucho Marx. You know, I don't want to be that guy. Like,
Man.
Well, I
Rumpus.
mean, sounds like a good holiday. Sounds really good.
It's a great thing.
It was enjoyable. But yeah, but one major thing, the biggest takeaway that I had, it's something that I've thought about a lot over the last few years, and I've never really voiced it because you don't really get the audience to voice these things
Still don't.
Okay.
because it's a really dull thing to say.
Still don't. I've no
But Edinburgh Airport is the premier airport for the queuing system at security.
God, here
But
we go.
bar none. I've been to dozens of airports, mostly in Europe. In fairness, I've not gone too far afield. But the queuing system, the security lines, the amount of facilities, the staff there, their education on when to cut a queue off and when to direct them somewhere else, the speed, the response, the smile that you sometimes get as well from these staff, which is hard to get. Like you know, people in America moan about the TSA. Every time I pass through, I always press the little green smiley face once I've exited because I always have a good time. And wherever
Best
you
part of the
return
holiday,
from, what?
Best part of the holiday.
Nobody was
It
taking
was.
photos.
No, not allowed
Exactly.
to, mate. You have to give your phone in the wee box.
There's something about airports as well. I'm sure you both agree that turns the everyday normal person into a complete moron.
Yes,
They make decisions that they wouldn't make anywhere else in the world, but as soon as they're in the vicinity of an airport, they turn into like idiots.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
People do stand about a lot in airports as well, like they're like the tower, mate. They're standing in the middle of the aisles and stuff like that. It's annoying.
Dilly and Dally spring to mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fannies. Anyway,
But big up to the Edinburgh security line. Big up to the owners, the multi-billion-pound owners of the airport. Big up to the family queue. I've had a good time in the family queue whenever I've been there.
I was going to say that's the stuff right there.
Toilets are a
Family
bit
queue.
shit, but maybe that's the next thing you can work on. More toilets, more cubicles. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Tam,
More toilets is fair.
how was the boarding situation, Tam? Were you last on the plane as per?
Regrettably, third or fourth last, I think. We did try the old.
Oh, Kim's fault again, is it?
Too busy
it
taking
wasn't.
photos.
We did try the old, stop and tie your shoelace trick to let people go past, but then someone did the same trick back to us, which meant that we weren't. Yeah, there was a group that was on
So you
after
refused
us.
to queue? You never queued, did you? If you got on the plane again, you just sit down till the end.
But that's just common sense, isn't it? That's not anything special.
People like to queue for when the plane's even there. People are queuing. What's that?
Andrew
about?
strikes me as the guy that stands in the queue.
No, I'm with you on this one. The minimum amount of time on the plane possible. Yes, please. Like, I'm not desperate to get on there. If you've got a seat booked, why do you want speedy boarding? Why?
Sit on a plane.
Yeah.
I know. Have to get up if you're like on the aisle or whatever, eh?
Yeah,
You get people before the boarding started standing in this queue for 20 minutes before they've even got staff at the gate to take your passport, and then they get onto the plane and sit for ages without being able to do much. Like, you can't go and buy a drink, or you can't use the toilet as easily as you could in the airport. Meanwhile, we're just sitting in the bit looking at the gate, still having a drink and still just be able to move around freely. Idiots.
Totally.
Morons.
Totally.
Morons.
If it was like a free-for-all with the seats, I'd totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get
first
it.
come,
But
first serve.
it
You
isn't.
don't get on,
Like,
then you go home.
Yeah, like, your seat's booked. Like, it'll make a difference what time you get on.
It was coming back, Tam, with the security stuff, like, back from Italy. Was there a long queue to get through passport security, or?
Just not terrible. Like, I've had worse, but when you've been through Edinburgh's, like, it is just miles better.
Man, this guy loves Edinburgh Airport.
I do. They do it better than Glasgow. It's not a Scottish thing. They do it better than Glasgow.
Glasgow's a shit airport.
Yeah, Edinburgh's. It's just the security part. The shops, the choice of like places to eat and stuff in Edinburgh Airport. I'm not saying that's all amazing. It's just the security staff that I'd like to give a shout out to.
Do a McDonald's in the airport, eh? It's only a Burger King. Is that right? Or just a BK?
Only BK, yeah.
Big spoons though, giant spoons.
Big spoons, two all bar ones, and not the Brewdog bar anymore, but that
RIP.
one that's where that used to
There
be.
was a Brewdog bar
Now
not that long ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it's rebadged to something else, but it's in the same place, and it's just not got the Brewdog shit all over it. I don't know if it's since they went up the shitter.
Yeah, didn't go in it.
Perhaps.
Like, but...
Good. No money to what? Right. Anything else on airports or queues or photos before we discuss some soccer?
I think you've covered it all, to be fair.
Yeah, disagree about the photos, mate. But other than that,
We'll just end the episode now, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, listeners, what do you reckon about going on a holiday and taking a photo to perhaps maybe print out one day and put in a scrapbook, perhaps to give to a loved one to say, look, this is all the good times we've had together on holiday.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, this is just a photo of my McDonald's or whatever.
I'm not fully against getting my photo taken full stop. Like, it's nice to have memories together in a photo to an extent. But the fact that it has to be in front of a tower that everyone else has photos in front of it is just as arbitrary as taking a photo in front of a random building. It's still not. You two, and it's still in Pisa. What's the fucking difference that is in front of this tower? It makes no difference.
It's the most famous tower in the world, mate. It's the most famous tower in the world.
It's not. The most famous tower in the world got crashed into about 25 years ago.
That's only famous because it was crashed into. It wasn't
Exactly.
famous before that. It's not famous
Still
anymore. It's not a tower anymore, is it? Pisa's still standing. Albeit slightly
For now.
squint.
Yeah.
Apparently they have to shut it, no? Because they have to like re-squint it or something. What's the deal with that?
Pass. I didn't ask.
Didn't ask anyone? Refused to talk about it, did you? You know that thing over there? Yeah, that thing sort of leaning. You mean they turn he's like, no, don't say it. Just give me some Give me some bread.
Give
No,
me some
no butter.
bread.
Just your driest bread.
Well, they don't serve it with butter anyway over in Italy, you twat.
No olive oil. I want some Lurpak on my bread, son. Pizza, but I want like ham and pineapple, please. Don't give me any of your Italian fish. And pasta, hold of the sauce, extra cheddar. That's it. Anyway,
He's
you done,
not
are you?
What else can I think of? No, that's it.
Thanks, listeners, for tuning into the Struggy Show. He's had his little fucking moment. He's done his crowd work like Widdicombe. He thinks he's all that. Looks like Zach Galifianakis on crack. Grr. Yeah, take that one.
Felt like a crackus.
Yeah, that's the one. Right, tell you someone else who's going to be on crack this weekend is Danny Rule. He's going to be in a bad old way after that game. He might turn to the smack. Yeah, it would finish Hearts 2, Rangers 1 at Tynecastle. It means that Hearts are still 3 points ahead of Celtic after Celtic's win at the weekend, but they've extended their lead from 4 points to 7 with Rangers, which means that Rangers now are effectively out of the title race. They need to win all 3 of their games and have Hearts only get 1, I think, points, maybe 2 from the last few games. So Rangers are out of it. Danny Rule, post-split, has lost games back-to-back. And unfortunately for him, it was a bridge too far. Struggy, were you watching the game?
Yep, tried my best. During bedtime, managed to watch most of it. I was getting shouted at a lot to like do stuff, but I was like, I'm watching the game, this is research. So, yeah, game of 2 halves, as they would say. The old cliche. Rangers played well enough in the first half. Also, they dominated possession. Didn't create too much. Hearts were a bit passive. Then second half was what we expected. Hearts just absolutely roaring out the traps, getting the ball forward quickly. Really pressed Rangers, turning them a lot, winning the ball out of the pitch, getting the turnovers, and getting two nice goals to win the game. Rangers were toothless, really all game, and I think Hearts deserved to win over the 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying yes. I watched the game. That was the question, but I mean, again,
that's all I'm going to say about it now.
So that's it.
That's it.
Won't hear from you again. Yeah, Andrew and I, we were both glued to it. I think we've not really discussed it since full time. We had a wee bit at halftime, but we've not discussed it too much since. Is Matt's summary fair in your opinion, Andrew? You know, Hearts over the piece, probably deserved it. Game of 2 halves. All those comments. What are your thoughts?
I think I'd go a step further and say it was a Scottish football classic. You know, Hearts have been holding the narrative of the storyline for the whole season, and you know, for them to, you know, it was the whole occasion. You know, the whole build up. You know, the sort of 90-year-old man having a sing at the start. You know, with the karaoke and you know the stadium roaring. I think, to be honest, the atmosphere maybe got a wee bit on top of them, you know, in the first half, but obviously a huge team talk. They came out, as Matt said, you know, absolutely roaring second half and full of confidence, and they absolutely deserved the result. But I mean, it's just. You know, it's just an absolute classic. You know, I just think that I mean they so deserve to win the league. You know, they've been in the driving seat the whole season. Rangers have had a good spell, but Hearts have been, you know, pretty steady and pretty consistent all season. So I'd really like to see them go on and do it now. Really would. But yeah, from a Rangers perspective, we just weren't really at it in the second half particularly. I thought in possession we were good first half, but without really causing the keeper too many problems. So Yeah, I think that it didn't feel like, unless there was a gear change in the second half, that we were going to come away from that game with a comfortable win. Hearts were always in it, I thought, and I did think that maybe the halftime analysis was a little bit harsh on Hearts at the time. They seemed to sort of be saying that Hearts were effectively shite. I really didn't think that. I think they were just slightly off it, but to be fair, they did create some chances. If Halkett's header went in, completely different analysis at halftime. So yeah, I think overall they certainly deserve that game.
I think the decision to give Derek McInnes the manager of the season was vindicated. He's gone in at halftime.
Yeah.
It's similar to the decision during the Hibs game when they were 1-0 down at halftime, and he changed things pretty much straight away. They came out, attacked the game totally differently. Blair Spittle made a big difference, I thought, in their sort of press in the final third.
Definitely.
And to be brave in the biggest game of potentially of his career so far, and definitely the biggest game of the season so far, to make that decision at halftime to make a sub. You don't often see it in football, never mind in Scottish football, which is seen to be weaker. So yeah, all credit to him. And for me, I said it before it was announced on the telly, Shankland was player of the match by far. He's he's been good for Hearts before, but this season in particular, he's changed so much. I think he's such a good all round striker now.
Yeah,
I'm not going to compare him to Harry Kane directly, but do you know how Harry Kane can now drop deep and he can win the ball back in his defensive third and then orchestrate things, play those passes? He was, I don't know how many kilometres he covered today, but he ran his socks off, and an inspirational captain. So if they go on to do it, he should surely go down in the Hearts history books as one of the big legends of the club.
Got to start for Scotland, though. In the World Cup, mate.
I was about to ask you that. Yeah, what's your thoughts on?
He should be the starting striker, 100%. He can do it by himself, no problem. Get someone close to him, whether it's another striker or attacking midfielder, or if Doak's playing on the wide positions, then Shankland can drop in and create the space. Yeah, I think 100%. You have to. If they do win the league, even if they don't, I mean, you're talking Dykes, who plays for one of the worst teams in the Championship, barely scored a goal. You've got the captain of the team that potentially won the Scottish Premiership. He has to play, for me, starting striker.
It's not just that as well, though. It's his ability to grab a game by the scruff of the neck as well. And I think that could really be needed when we were going to these tough games, in the World Cup. So I think you'd be really, really daft to overlook Shankland, considering what he's done this season. You've got to remember he was kind of half written off at the start of the season, that his best days were behind him. But as you've said, Tam, he's changed his game, over the course of this season. McInnes has been great for him. But I mean, in terms of making an impact, in terms of being able to inspire other players, I think he gives much more than the other options that would be there for Scotland at this moment in time. And if Hearts do it, which I really do hope they do, then you can't get somebody that's on a bigger high really to then be going into a tournament like that. So ticks all the boxes for me.
What a finish, eh? On his weaker foot as well. Unbelievable finish. Like,
clinical.
You sort of come into him, you think he's going to do this the way he sort of shaped up.
He finds the space though. He wasn't there by chance. He's absolutely interpreted that perfectly. He's met it perfectly. It's so clean. There's no chance about that. Like it's all purely deliberate. It's a beautiful strike, and it's a high pressure goal. Another one that he puts away. It's probably the highest pressure scenario he's had to score in. That atmosphere at Tynecastle was absolutely electric. So yeah, incredible. What a player.
What an advert it was for. You say that phrase quite a lot in football, but an advert for the Scottish game.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in Tynecastle, the football that was on display first half wasn't particularly exciting, but just the drama that surrounded the whole match, coming back from 1-0 down. Rangers obviously chucked a wee bit of pressure towards the end to try and equalise. But why the fuck is that not showcased in a better way? You know, it's the biggest game of the Scottish calendar so far, domestically anyway. And you've got 15 minutes of build-up that is basically 10 minutes of adverts and 5 minutes of brief blethering. Half-time's more or less the same. And full-time, I think it did carry on a different channel, but it cuts over to the Man City game. This should be... But every Old Firm game of every season will always get an hour's worth of build-up, regardless of how big the Old Firm game is, even if the season's already wrapped up, or even if it's the first one of the season. They always get an hour. This deserved that same sort of cinematic experience. You want to try and put it at a time where there's not another English game on to compete, and try and make sure that you've got eyes from all across the UK and further afield maybe on this game, because it's going to potentially decide the title. I don't know who's in charge to make those decisions or to try and get that game seen by more people, but whoever it is have failed and let us down.
Massively. It was a huge frustration. Even to just have the 15 minutes build up, 10 minutes was fucking adverts, you know, and it was, you know, you were starting to think, what was the point in having anyone in the studio? You know, you got a bit of their chat at half time in amongst the adverts, you know, the two massive ad breaks that they have. And there was, I mean, hardly anything pre-match. You know, this is a unique title race. You know, at the start of this game, there's 3 teams vying for the title. You know, and this is unheard of. You know, Hearts are in the driving seat, and you get that little respect put on the game. You know, it's lumped onto a bank holiday Monday, which is jam-packed full of fixtures on Sky. You know, I mean, to be blunt about it, whoever's designed the fixture list and whoever's negotiated that deal to probably not include a guaranteed certain amount of time in a build-up or anything like that in this situation, or a certain amount of exposure, you know, to build the game up, you know, before it's even to be televised, which there's been hardly any of, you know, through the whole title race, I think is incredibly shite at their job. And I really do think that they need a right look at, because this is the opportunity to really drag so many eyes to this game, and the lack of build up and all these types of things for neutrals, especially if they're south of the border, might have just put them off watching it. And the game itself was a decent advert for Scottish football, so really sad to see.
Why was it moved to Monday? Why was it moved to Monday? Do we know what eyes on Monday?
Sky will be in the driving seat, so Sky will just say, "I will slot that in there."
Halfway on Monday, like such a weird time. Even if it's a bank holiday, but not doesn't mean that everyone's off. Like, you know, it's not like weekend or when.
No,
it's mental.
It's ridiculous.
There's 3 Sky Sports channels: the Sky Sports Main Event, Premier League, and then Sky Sports Football. Yeah. And I think it was Sky Sports Football that was showing. It was just EFL. It was highlights or full games from the Championship. Because I thought it would be on that from like an hour before, and I switched it on, and it was one of the Championship games from the weekend, maybe the Coventry game or something, that was on repeat. And then the game that was something, the show after that on like the schedule thing was EFL. It was all just English Football League stuff. So there was a channel free that they could have put more build up into. So I don't know where this went wrong, but anyway, don't want to get too sidetracked by the negative, but we all agree it was a shit show. And just to come back to the incredible atmosphere that you're talking about, and give him a bit more credit than what you maybe threw his way, Andrew, a 90-year-old man, Colin Chisholm, the man himself, only age 73, not quite 90, but yeah, he was brilliant. And I found out earlier that he actually was auditioned on The Voice UK. He passed his audition, defaulted into Team Tom, but was eliminated in the battle rounds. So, shout out to Colin Chisholm.
Bloody hell.
Man who sang the Hearts song.
Colin. Biggest gig of his career.
Fair play.
Well done, son.
Yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Imagine that feeling. Like I think that song actually charted back in the 80s. It got to 93 or 96 in the charts or something. But
did he
imagine
release it?
you're a big Hearts fan. Yeah. He was the OG.
Fucking hell.
Fucking right. Fucking, he's
Ledge.
no old Bert, but he's doing a pretty good job. Like, yeah,
Yeah, he's no old Bert. Yeah, that's for sure.
he's no old Bert.
Nah,
but
it's
he's
pretty
rousing
incredible.
those fans enough.
It got the
Right.
atmosphere really going. It was class. Like it was really well thought out. It was good to see a pre-match song actually getting played. That's not "You Never Walk Alone." So, suppose you give Sky some credit. At least they gave that airtime. But usually they would just talk straight over that. But yeah, no, it was the atmosphere. The atmosphere is brilliant. Really, really good. Tynecastle is a very unique place. You know. It's so good how tight it is, how sort of on top of the pitch it feels. It's when it's really going, it's some place like there wasn't a lot of away fans there, but who cares? Like really, like I think it just the atmosphere was absolutely spot on. So yeah, well done, Hearts, nailed it.
Bloody rocking! I was feeling a bit emotional at the end there. You know, I was feeling proud. You know, to
Yeah.
be a part of such a sort of occasion, even from afar. You could feel the emotion from the ground. You know, it is a momentous thing that's happening. So you just feel sort of happy for the fans. You know, and to see them like that, you kind of feel a bit hopeful that one day that could be your club that does something like this. You know, and it just
Definitely.
brings. Wait, Tam, what was that little face there, son? We're Challenge
Your
Cup
team.
winners. So I guess we have some glory this season. So I do know what that is like. But just the whole,
It's true, though.
the whole thing, like football. You know what it can bring to people and bring people closer together and unite people and tie stronger bonds between family and whatever and bring memories. As long as no one takes any photos of the game or after the game or any celebrations or anything, just remembers it.
Well, I was going to ask you, did you take a selfie in front of the TV to remember the moment?
No, but I did take a picture of the Wraith winning the cup. You know, I remember that moment.
Were you at the game?
I was actually in Brussels, mate, but I took a
Oh, were you?
picture of the iPlayer.
The muscles in
VPN.
Brussels.
Yep. But anyway, I was making a serious point, but it's fine. It's fine. It's past now.
Then you started having a go at me saying no photos. You're just so full of shit. Well, what you're saying is right though. I think the whole country now, barring Celtic fans, we're all Hearts fans now.
Yeah.
Hibs.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of the country has been.
And Hibs
since
fans,
kind
yeah.
of-
Anyone who wears
October.
green.
Well, yeah. Apart from Andy Murray, apparently, and the boxer fella, they're both supporting Hearts. They said.
That's political nonsense, eh?
Yeah, they're just exactly saying that because they're in the limelight.
support England at the World Cup as well. Good for you, mate. But you won't. Anyone who says that,
Yeah.
like, get the head examined. Like,
What do we think is going to? How do you think the season's going to play out? Just last thing on this title race, we've got Hearts next weekend, Saturday night. I think it is away to Fir Park to play Motherwell, who themselves got beat at the weekend, didn't they, by Falkirk?
yeah,
Yeah.
Lynn.
And then the Old Firm is the day after at Parkhead. The week after, it's Rangers Hibs at Ibrox, so that's kind of a null and void at this point. And then Celtic play Motherwell away,
Park. Yeah,
Fir Park, yeah. And Hearts are at home to Falkirk. That's their last home game of the season, which if they draw or win means they've gone unbeaten at Tynecastle this season, which is the first time since the 1980s, I think. 40
amazing.
years.
Hearts can wrap it up next week, mate. Eh? Beat Motherwell. Rangers
Yeah.
beat Celtic. Be 6 points, 2 games to go. It's a wee cheeky point. John McGinn will, of course, lie down at Tynecastle for Falkirk to bend over and give Hearts the dub, and that'll be the title wrapped up. Job's done.
Andrew said that McGlynn was a Celtic fan, though.
Yes, time.
He's a Hearts fan. He bleeds maroon like most of us.
Don't know.
No, Celtic
so-
will win the title in the last game of the season with a penalty that was not a penalty, but they'll get the penalty and they'll win the league, and that'll be that on goal difference. will all be said.
So I'd asked you the question earlier, Andrew, if Hearts won today, which we now don't know they have, and Rangers are effectively out of the title race, does that group have enough in them, enough bottle or enough sort of Rangers spirit in the dressing room to want to go to Parkhead and beat their rivals, knowing that they're out of the title race? Is that something that they'll be focusing on?
I think so. I really do think so. I mean, Rangers' record in Old Firms, is good, very good, and yeah. I mean, I think at the moment, all these players will always guaranteed turn up for an Old Firm. So there's never any doubt there. We have played in the past, not necessarily with the same squad, but we have played in the past, Old Firm games that effectively haven't meant anything, but we've really turned up for them. So I can't see us lying down on the weekend. It just I actually feel confident we're going to batter them on the weekend. So I'm sure that'll get clipped up, but I really do think that we'll really go at it. I could see today being a slip up. I could see that Hearts' record at Tynecastle, incredible. There's nowhere near that kind of record at Celtic Park. We've gone there and done the business. So yeah, I think we're really going to go at them on the weekend, and there's going to be a lot of players that should be, upset about today, and will want to put on a performance on the weekend. I think, to be honest, after that, how much of a motivation is there for them to get results in the remaining games? That becomes questionable. But for the Old Firm, there should never be a question. It doesn't matter if the league was already wrapped up by Celtic. You would still be expected to go there and really have a right good go.
Yeah.
So I would say that we are the favourites going into that game.
Oh, geez.
Favourites away at Parkhead. It's a big statement. Bold.
Well, based on the Old Firm record, I think so.
They've got nothing to lose, I suppose, as well, eh? Going into that, because they're pretty much out of the title race.
Yeah.
Even if they win, they're still miles off it. Playing for pride. Is there any Rangers fans going to that game? Do you have an allocation, or did it get taken away?
So there was an allocation dependent on a lot of conditions, which, I mean, is mental. Effectively, Celtic can demand whatever they want according to the SFA, and that's not me over exaggerating. That's what they said. They've effectively said it's been left too late. We couldn't possibly get involved because Celtic are hosting. They can pretty much do what they like. So yeah, their ransom notes have been slipped under the door, and I don't know what will happen with it, but I know the Union Bears have basically said, look, if it comes down to us going or not, we're fine refusing the tickets, and other fans should go. But I don't know if there's been anything conclusive on it. But it would be a shame if there was no away fans at all. Yeah, we'll wait and see. But regardless of whether there is away fans or not, I think we're still going to attack it the same way. We won't be reliant on that tiny sort of pool of away fans. So Rangers will go at it. At the end of the day, Rangers want to be ahead of Celtic. Maybe the league is too far, a stretch now. I think we can all agree that. But we don't want to be behind Celtic. So yeah, we'll be pushing to disrupt things regardless.
Struggy, your thoughts? I mean, the earliest Hearts can officially win it without just being, assuming that they're going to go on and win it with the goal difference. I think the earliest they can win it is that Falkirk game, if they win their next two and Celtic lose the derby, and then drop points in their game after that against Motherwell. Do you think it'll go down to the final day? In all seriousness, I know you said they're going to get a penalty on the last day and stuff, but what do you think? Will Hearts have it wrapped up before
Bloody
then?
hope not, mate. I bloody hope not, because it would be epic for anyone who's having an occasion on the 16th to watch the game. It would be interesting if there was actually a decider, but I really would be too upset if that was the case, because Celtic would no doubt win or something would happen. I think there'll be I think Hearts. I think both teams will draw at the weekend, and then I think it'll go down to. I think it'll be goal. I think both teams will then win the week after. There'll be goal difference, so Hearts need a point, or Celtic need, or not to get battered, like, or lose 3 or 4. So, and then Hearts will do it by like drawing 1-1 at Celtic Park. They'll be 1-0 down, and then Celtic like they need another goal to like level it or whatever, and it could be even goals scored. And Hearts will go in the counter attack, and then some like the Kabori guy will run through. He'll skin the goalie, but then someone will clear off the line, and then Blair Spittle will run in just to tap it in, and that'll be that.
Go and write all that down in a betting slip and see what the bookies say.
Yep.
Now the bookies, interestingly, before the game today, Celtic were, I think, 11-10. Hearts were something like 8-5, or close to 2-1 anyway. And I've checked after the game today, and both Celtic and Hearts are now the exact same odds. I think they're both 11-8 to win, or 11-10, something like that. And Rangers
What's
now
the goal
out to
difference?
30-1.
Is it 4? Hearts are 4 ahead of Celtic, is it?
4 or 5, I think. Yeah.
Right. So potentially it could, and goals. It could potentially go down to goal. The goal difference, goals scored, and is it head to head after that? I assume. Or there'll be a playoff game.
Well, yeah, head to head or something like that. It's not going to come down to that because they're a wee bit off in terms of goals scored, I think, are they not?
I really just don't want it to go to the final game. I'd like to see Celtic give Hearts a guard of honour. Like that'd be really good. Like
it's not going to go down to the last game.
You
Hearts
think so?
will... No. I'd said before the first games of the split, like Hearts have the best record against the top 5 teams this season in terms of form, like home form, the number of games that they had at home coming up. Like everything just led towards Hearts winning the title, and I think I can see them winning all 5 post-split games, or at worst winning 4 and drawing 1. I think it'll be done before the last game of the season. Personally, I think they'll win the next 2, and Celtic will drop points in 1, maybe both of those games.
I think the Motherwell games are the most dangerous games, if I'm honest. I think that they're the games that both teams could potentially take the foot off the gas a wee bit. And I'm not just saying that because we slipped up against them. We should have start of the split should have came out the traps really. But just for how they're kind of sandwiched in, I think they're the biggest sort of potential banana skin for both.
John McGlynn can give you tips on how to beat them, so he's beaten them a few times this season. You should know.
He can. He can.
Nah, they up their game definitely when they play the Old Firm. Like they really do.
Definitely.
And they got the tools to beat them. Like
yeah.
Depends what Motherwell side turn up, isn't it? Because we've seen some ridiculous displays from them this season, but then a few games where they go off the boil, like that Falkirk game at the weekend. So
I think it's a big one. So that's it. I think the only big game they didn't really turn up for was that game against St Mirren in the Cup. Apart from that, I think they've built themselves a decent record this season of giving the big teams a real hard time. So yeah, we'll wait and see, but I don't know if it'll go. I'm not sure if it'll go down to the last day. I've got a horrible feeling it might, but yeah.
Do you think Sky will give it those 15 minutes again? Oh, it's the title decider here, the biggest game in the history of Scottish football.
Just play the highlights.
Sky Sports Cricket. We'll put on Sky Sports Cricket because there's a few. There's the League 2 playoff final that's on.
We've got reruns of the Grand Prix on.
Premiership years and all that crap's been playing on repeat for about 25 years on Sky Sports. That'll be wedged in there somewhere, eh?
Jermaine Defoe's 100 goals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Heskey's 100 goals.
Yeah.
Sky. No.
Oh God.
Tambo, what do you think? You don't think it will go to the final game, Andrew? You don't think it will either?
I'm gonna say it will. I'm gonna say it will.
About the guy 1-1 last minute sort of thing. Like,
I mean, that's the best prediction, but I think it could go down to the last game.
Get a point in Celtic Park if they need to get a point, right? They can get a point.
I think that might be. I think that might be all they'll need, but yeah.
They beat Celtic. Is it once or twice in Celtic Park this season? Once. when there was Nancy
don't know.
manager though, so it was a bit of a
They've only played them once at
South Park.
Parkhead, and then they've drawn one and won one at Tynecastle.
So that was Nancy when he first came in. So does that count? Does that count?
Yeah, it does. It's the same group of
different
players.
animal, I guess.
Same group of players.
Yeah, they've got the best record against them all. Hearts are they'll be fine. I think their two biggest games in this split have been and gone. An away derby as the first one, and then the Rangers team that were probably in the better form of the three, playing the better football recently, that were looking like favourites for a while. They've beaten them, haven't gone 1-0 down. There is no way they won't be believing going into these next games, and they've got everyone pretty much back fit apart from Devlin, and Shanklin's absolutely flying. I think they need a wee bit more from Braga. He went missing a bit today, but they'll have more than enough to do.
That Leonard boy's pretty good. He's been a really good signing from January. Like classy player, shite haircut, but good player.
Yeah.
Shite haircut, man. It's so bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying on next season. I don't think,
but he's on good money in Birmingham, and like English champ. Like, he's on a lot of money. He's been a real great signing. Played like every game pretty much since he's come in. Really committed as well, which is it's always good to see from a lone player. Some of the I heard Alan Preston and John Collins like arguing last week on the radio. Did you hear that? But John Collins was like, he was like really annoyed at Alan Preston saying like Hearts have got like really great recruitment and that. He was like, it's nothing to do with the recruitment. And John Collins was going mental. To an extent, I agree with him a little bit because like some of the signings have been a bit like missed. Obviously, you're going to get that when that Chesnikov's not been very good. Some of their boys, but I mean, John Collins was like outright like just saying it was nothing to do with that, which clearly it is. It's a mixture of both. Like, but Collins like totally refused to believe in analytics. He was like, nothing to do with analytics. Nothing to do with stats.
He just believes it's about having a six pack and that's it.
And playing like tip 1-2 tabby football and all that sort of thing. John Collins.
Yeah, pile of shite.
Yeah,
of course it's about recruitment.
It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
You need good recruitment, and you need a good manager to motivate them. And that's what they've done amazingly this season. They've mixed the two together.
Yeah,
perfection.
They've had more hits than misses though with the recruitment. You're saying like they've not all been great, but you're saying Chesnikov's been poor, but Agu's been injured. The Brazilian boy.
So that's not poor signing then. Come on, £1 million players for like 4 games, and when I saw him play at Ibrox, he looked like a fat mess. To be fair, like subbed off at half time, he's garbage.
It's just unfortunate that he got injured straight away though.
Well, and like bloody Pizza Crunch, I think as well, in Edinburgh. Time off.
But by and large, the rest of them have.
Yeah, exactly. They'll make money off Braga, they'll make money off Casarides, they'll make money off a couple other ones if they have a couple of good seasons, and then they can go again. Clearly the model's working because every single club that he touches turns to fucking gold, mate.
Yeah.
Every club that wins a league or challenges like really competitively, and they make loads of money, so fair fucks to them, like, and like, come on, it's almost there, boys, just fucking one final push, man.
Wonder what their slogan thing is going to be. I've seen a lot of believe around the stadium. They've obviously persevered when they won the Scottish Cup. I wonder what their slogan's going to be. Dundee a defiant. What was Rovers one, Struggy?
Well, when we got relegated from the Championship to League One, and Gary Locke was our was it Gary Locke? No, Barry Smith came in as manager, and we had roaring back, and we lost the league on the last game of the season to Lawrence Shanklin's heir. Funnily enough,
Dude.
So that was great. They tried to bring it back in the second season, roaring back again, but that was quickly.
Roaring back again. Give me the arse thing.
So bad.
Chuck again on it.
Still roaring back. Continuing to roar
back.
We didn't.
I wonder if
oh, God, it was pathetic.
If County will be roaring back. We did say we wanted to mention the rest of the league. So
hilarious stuff. Bloody
Championship,
brilliant.
League 1, League 2 are now all decided. St Johnstone and Inverness and East Kilbride are the respective champions of those leagues. They were all three the bookies' favourites pre-season to win the league, so no real shocks with regards to who's winning the league. And sadly, we've had relegations for Livingston out of the Premiership They finished last with only one win to their name, I think, so
Two.
far.
They beat St Mirren last week.
I thought it was their first. Shows how
They beat
much I
Falkirk.
paid attention to them.
Yeah,
relegation's also for County and Kelty, as we witnessed at NCP a few weeks ago. But the biggest headline from that, yes, East Kilbride have gone up 2 divisions in a row, Wrexham style. They've just chucked money at it and gone up twice. They've stuck to their word. That's what they were promising at the start of the season, and they've lived up to it. So fair play. But I think the biggest talking point is the second favourites to go up in that championship were Ross County, and they've finished dead last, thanks to Dougie Imrie's Wraith Rovers, who saw them relegated on the last day of the season. About the only decent thing they've done all year, the Rovers.
Win the Challenge Cup, beat the champions.
What's gone wrong? What's gone wrong at County, Struggy, from your view?
What's going on at County?
What's gone wrong?
Well, it's hard to say. I don't really know any of the players personally, so I can't go into too much detail on their motivations. But could it be players that are on good money, just too old, no legs? The signings they made, perhaps Doherty and Gallagher, are finished at that level. Perhaps, I don't know. Poor recruitment otherwise, bad managerial decisions, terrible loan signings, having to sell their best striker in January. Possibly could they have kept him and then sold him again and got some money from him in the summer? I don't know if they had an agreement or he wanted to leave. Managers throwing their players under the bus. Just genuinely losing 6-0 to the Rovers. I mean, that's fucking relegation offence right there, right? You can't lose 6-0 to the Rovers. Scored about fucking 4 goals all season, mate. Like, just one of those catastrophic seasons where everything just goes wrong and nothing seems to work, and no matter what players you bring in, what managers you bring in. It was like Rovers when they got relegated under when they had Gary Locke, and then John Hughes came in, and then we had no goalkeeper once, so Ryan Stevens had to play in goals, and like that sort of shambles that just snowballs, and then you just can't get out of it eventually. Plus, you've got like other teams like Airdrie who perform really well, who always sort of struggle, but they've really sort of played quite well the second half of the season, and then sort of no real other shite team that were quite close to them at all. Obviously Queen's Park, who you'd expect to went on a really great run. Morton did just enough. So yeah, it's catastrophic for them, and it was a hilarious game on Friday night. Did you watch the Rovers game? It's brilliant.
I did not. No.
Just great stuff. Like Rovers playing really well in the second half and scored a couple of really great headers, and then like County scored at like the last minute to like make it a bit exciting, and then Declan Gallagher, big idiot, gave away a penalty in the last kick of the game. It looked absolutely gutted, to be fair. It was a sad moment, but and then there was like scraps after, so it was great stuff. Love a wee scrap.
What's your view, Andrew, on County next year in League One? A lot of those big names that Struggy's mentioning that have recently played as high as the Premiership that are now potentially going to be going down to League One. I assume maybe there's clauses in those contracts to say they can get released from them. I'd imagine they probably want to get offloading a few of those players anyway, because financially they're going to be struggling down in League One with some of those bigger wages. What do you see for them next year? Will they be getting another new manager? Will it be wholesale changes in the dressing room?
Just a quick one for you, go on, Andrew. I read today, that Kettlewell has been confirmed as the permanent manager.
He has.
He'll be there next season.
He has.
Yeah. Proceed.
He has.
Sorry.
There was also a confirmation of the players that are leaving at the same time as well. So players out of contract were Ross Laidlaw, Iacovitti, Jordan White, Henderson, Gallagher, Ikpeazu, and then loads of loan players leaving. Trevor Carson, Ryan Duncan. Just trying to see any half decent names in there. Caden Kamara. There's quite a few. There's a pretty significant list of players anyway shifting out, whether they're out of contract or on loan. So a bit of a natural clear out anyway. How are they going to get on in League One? They should get on fine, is the answer to that. East Kilbride have been pretty bold saying that they're looking to, propel themselves straight up to the Championship. So I'm sure they'll be coming into the league with plenty of momentum. I think their biggest mistake, if I'm honest, is keeping Kettlewell.
You do not like Kettlewell.
Well, I can understand. I can understand the theory behind it, because I can understand Stephen Ferguson was, co-manager with Kettlewell at the start of their managerial careers. Obviously, he's gone in a different direction and taken a seat in the boardroom, and Kettlewell's carried on as sort of building a career as a manager. So I think that he's probably looking for a trusted head, to come in that can steady the ship, and he knows he's not going to cause him a headache, I guess, unexpectedly. However, I just do not really rate him as a manager. So in theory, they should have the biggest budget in that league by far. They should, if they recruit well, be pretty comfortable next season. Probably even with Kettlewell there, they'll probably be okay. But I think that with this natural clear out happening anyway, I think it's a good chance for them to hit the reset button and be ambitious. If you look at obviously what Falkirk did, obviously different circumstances in terms of how they sort of found themselves down the leagues, but it's a chance to try and recruit smartly and propel yourself upwards. I'm just not really that sure that Kettlewell's the kind of guy you could see, handling the project from start to finish. But I guess he doesn't need to. If I was a County fan, I don't know if I would be awfully delighted that he's now being confirmed as the full-time manager.
Mad. The boy started the season at Kilmarnock in the Premier League. Now he's League One with Ross County. So
well,
it's interesting.
Prior to that as well, you look at what happened with Motherwell, and then you look at it rolls on a bit longer than that,
But last season when County got relegated down into the Championship, they kept on Cowie, and within a matter of weeks he got chucked. And it might be a similar situation again. I don't think they're going to get off to as bad a start in League One as they did in the Championship, but they used that model last time. They kept the gaffer that got them relegated and very quickly turfed him, and that was part of the reason for their demise this season, in my opinion. They didn't have a change of manager early enough into the window, the summer window, to develop that squad and bring in the right players that they wanted. If they'd done Tony Dock, got rid of Don Cowie at the right time, brought in a Tony Dock or someone similar earlier on, built a squad that they wanted, got them playing the style of football instead of change halfway through, I don't think they'd be in that position personally of getting relegated. So if they do it again, and make the same mistakes again, then hell mend them. But they should be fine. How do you think East Kilbride are going to do though? Is that going to be a step too far? Do you think for them to go straight up again, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think
going to get found out.
Yeah, I think John Robertson, one of their players, is apparently going to Rovers, one of their better players on a pre-contract.
Hey, you're getting Robertson.
Yeah, apparently so. And we've signed George Oakley today as well. Fucking Henry loves
George
Oakley.
Up.
I think County will win that league quite easily. I think it's quite good for League One though, again, that they're getting another big name in there, because it's been a lot of seasons in it. Like they've had Dunfermline, Rovers, Falkirk, Inverness, and now they'll have Ross County. So it's a tough league. Always quite exciting. Can be tough to get. Well, obviously Falkirk struggled for a wee while. If you get your recruitment right, then I think they'll be fine. I can't see East Kilbride challenging for the title. They might be mid-table to top half. And then you've got your usual fodder like Queen of the South, Alloa, that stick about forever. So, I think County will be fine even if they do have Kettlewell as a manager. I think it's just about getting the right players in, which they haven't really done much of, but we'll see how it goes.
You think Hamilton would be in a position to potentially challenge next year as well? You forget about them just because they had the big points reduction this year.
Stay up / stay
if they're still there. But Peterhead this year came up from League Two and finished 5th. And respect, they did really well. And East Kilbride, I think, will probably be chucking more money at it than what Peterhead did. So they could break into those playoff spots. You never know.
I think they'll. Honestly, I think they'll be licking their lips at the fact that Kettlewell's just been signed on full time. I really do. If they spend well in the summer, County have a bad recruitment record. Simple as that. And you're putting a manager in charge who, doesn't necessarily excel in that area. So I think that they should be licking their lips there. Stenny's probably not going to hang on to their manager, let's be honest. He's been in contention for manager of the year. So, there's no chance that he'll be there next season. I can't see it. I think County should have tried to snap him up, personally. But yeah, I can't see that happening. But apart from that, everyone's much a likeness really in that league. Anyone can beat anyone. So yeah, Hamilton, I mean, are they going to get more points deductions next season? Probably. Are they going to have restrictions on signings? I think they might already.
They lose all their team, right? Pretty much the way it's going.
Pretty much, yeah. So I mean, they could be in real deep shit, So I don't really see them causing a problem. And as I said, I think the rest, are much of a likeness, and they can beat each other. So if East Kilbride recruit well over the summer, if East Kilbride stepped into that league now, they would have half a chance of getting into the playoff spots. So if they strengthen over the summer, that league is potentially only got weaker with Cali Thistle moving out of it and Ross County keeping Kettlewell. So
Kelty as well, leaving the league as well. Tough team,
yeah,
tough
I mean,
team
look, yeah, they've probably got off lightly there, because
the atmosphere is fucking
exactly,
intimidating,
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Kettlewell going there, he'd be absolutely shitting himself. But
good win weekend over Kelty.
Yeah, I hope they do well. It's a tough league to go into League Two. I think they're going to have to do something special over the summer. But yeah, no, I feel very optimistic about East Kilbride. I think that I actually would say that they've got a good chance of winning that league.
Interesting. Struggy says no chance, and
No chance.
Gildy says there is a chance. Well, the blah blah blah. What am I going to say? The what's it called? The playoffs. They get started for the Premiership, Championship, and League One tomorrow, I believe, the 5th of May. Is that right? Be today, as you're listening to this. If you're listening to it on release day, and we've probably missed the boat to do our predictions as to who's going to go up and down in those playoffs, but we'll have a better idea from next week. We'll maybe make that into next week's episode, a wee predictor as to who's going to go up from the playoffs. But for now, that's, I think, all on the Rangers Hearts game and the County East Kilbride situation. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Justice for Kettlewell.
Jubbly. Struggy likes him, Gildy not so much.
In a world where sponsorship is more accessible than ever, that world exists at sportsponsorship.co.uk. Whether you're interested in making a difference to your local community or further afield, or perhaps you're looking for access to tens of thousands of followers online to push your brand further than ever, get in touch with sportsponsorship.co.uk. That's sportsponsorship.co.uk.
Give him a chance.
Right, we're going to give you lads a quiz. I'm going to make you team up for this one. Just to make it simple, you're against me. The pass mark is, as always, 7 out of 10 or more. And it's Rangers/Hearts themed. So I'm going to give you 10 players that have signed either from Hearts to Rangers or from Rangers to Hearts, all within your lifetime, so late 90s through to now. And I'll give you sort of position, the amount of the transfer and the season that they moved, and you just need to name the player as a team.
Okay.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just trying
Lovely.
to write ones down that I can remember.
Player 1 is defender, was a free transfer from Hearts to Rangers in summer of 22.
Oh, 22. John
John
Suter.
Suter. Yeah, Soapy Suter.
Correct. 1 out of 1. Player 2, another defender, a free transfer from Hearts to Rangers again in the summer of 2015.
2015.
Hearts to Rangers, free transfer.
Zaliukas?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that, yeah. Lee Wallace was before that, eh?
Yeah.
Was
so.
he Rangers were in League 2 in that? Like 2012 or something?
Yeah, he came.
Zaliukas is back up there, like- He was in the championship team, eh, Zaliukas?
Yeah, he was sort of banter years, yeah.
Yeah.
Marius?
But then- yeah.
Incorrect. It's your first
Oh.
life gone. It was Danny Wilson.
Ah, close.
Ah. Okay.
Close. R.I.P. Zaliukas.
Indeed. Player 3, a defender. Again, a 1.7 million euro. That's according to Transfermarkt. That's in euros.com. So 1.7 million euro transfer from Hearts to Rangers in summer of 2011.
Is that Lee Wallace then?
I think that could be more aligned with that time, yeah. Yeah,
And then
I'll
Rangers
go
now
with that.
defunct. Spending 1.7 million on a player. Wonder how much of that was real money.
It's all EBTs, mate.
Lee Wallace is correct. Well done. 2 out of 3. Player 4 is a winger. 990,000 euro transfer from Hearts to Rangers in summer 2012.
Winger.
Summer 2012, 999, summer 2012. That was also Rangers' last season in the Scottish Premiership, was it?
Yep.
Before they went
Yeah, a winger.
Winger. Templeton. Or here he was.
Who?
He went Templeton.
Oh, yeah.
Did he go to Rangers before they were relegated, or did he go in as like a free transfer to League 2 when they were like?
I'm
signing
trying
all
to
those players?
think.
No. Who would the
I-
Rangers have signed back then that would have played? Who was good for Hearts?
I thought he...
He would have been a free transfer probably, eh? Like when they were in League 2, and then everyone was like annoyed at him because he went to Rangers. Him and like Ian Black and all that.
Ian Black had written down, yeah.
Winger I can think of.
Templeton's the only one I can think of, really, to be
Jamie
honest with you.
Walker? He played for Rangers, no Jamie Walker, did he? Rangers? Jamie Walker? Nah, maybe not. Just put Templeton then, I think.
Yeah,
Final answer?
go for Templeton. Yeah.
Correct. Well done. 3 out of 4.
Well done.
Player 5, another winger, a 3 million euro transfer from Hearts to Rangers in the winter of 98.
Another winger.
98.
Neil
Yep.
McCann?
Yeah, correct. Well done.
Oh, what a record. What a record he's
Never
got.
said anything about his goals, so I would have given it
Scored
away.
1,000 goals.
They're going to play with
in
that
one
confidence.
season.
Could only be worth 3 million. He's must be 15 million. Even back in the day, like, that's wild.
Player 6 is a goalkeeper. A 300,000 euro transfer from this time Rangers to Hearts in the winter of 98.
Who's that goalie with this sort of curly hair? Is that I'm thinking of? You know who I'm thinking of, Andrew? He's got curly hair? No.
In 98?
Or Scottish goalie.
Sold from Rangers to Hearts in 1998.
I'm out of this one, mate. I need you.
I'm really struggling with that one. I'm trying to think.
He's got curly hair. Andy Gorham.
What did you say? How much he was? Or sorry, I only really took the
300 bags full.
300. That's not a bad signing fee, to be fair, at that time. I'm struggling about a wee bit though. 1998.
Can you get a clue, Tam? His nationality?
Nope.
His dog? Dog's name?
Nope.
His
God, 300 grand.
looks? Curly hair?
I think he must have been like
Gonna have to rush you.
a second string keeper or something. I don't know. I think that's a very tricky one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just tell us.
Oh, yeah, bastard.
don't
I've used
know.
the 7 twice. It's Antiniemi,
Oh, what? These are Rangers.
Bastard.
supposedly.
Well,
You couldn't have told us his nationality. That would have been too easy, eh? He's Finnish.
I wouldn't
He's
have
no
got
Finnish.
that one.
It's only 28.
Only 28.
Yes, let me just check his Rangers stats. Played 13 games for the Rangers.
What?
And before signing for Hearts, where he played 89 games. But unlike Neil McCann, he scored 0 goals. That's you
What?
4 out of 6 so far.
Okay.
Player 7 is a midfielder. Free transfer from Rangers to Hearts. It was mid-season in 2020.
2020, mid-season for nothing.
Yep.
Danny Wilson again?
Midfielder.
Alright. Free transfer Rangers to Hearts in 2020.
Fuck.
Have you listened
from
to the
Rangers
band,
to
Danny
Hearts.
Wilson?
Sorry?
Yes, Rangers to Hearts, yeah.
They just gave someone. 2020 was COVID, Stephen Gerrard.
It was, I think,
Yeah,
around about
what
September
was- yeah.
time of 2020.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know, man. I don't make the rules.
He moved mid-season. 2020, midfielder. Can you tell us a position in midfield? Is that allowed?
No.
No, that would have been too late. I'm really struggling with that one, to be honest.
Dead
You got any idea,
is
Struggy?
a crime, yeah. He's just sat staring into space.
2020 was COVID season. Yeah, 'cause
We've established that.
there was no fans. So what was the Rangers team that had no? What was it? There was no fans in Rangers team. That was the team that won the league. So they did have midfield in that team that won the league. Andrew.
Andy Halliday, I know he went to Hearts, but he didn't go
Say
at
that
that
then. Just say that.
time, though, did he?
Just say it.
Well, I suppose he's been to a couple of clubs. Well, he's been to Motherwell since,
Just
but...
get on to the next one. Andy Halliday.
Correct,
Right, okay.
Andy Halliday. Well done.
Oh, fuck.
5
Sick,
out of 7.
Andrew.
I thought he was there a bit longer than that.
Bloody hell.
Player number 8, defender. Free transfer from Rangers to Hearts in the winter of 2011.
Free transfer.
Defender. Free
From-
transfer from Glasgow to Edinburgh in the winter of 2011. From Govan to Gorgie. From riches to rags.
Defender. 2011.
Defender.
Any idea, Strug?
Struggy's just sat saying nothing to anyone. He just
I don't honestly. This is about Rangers players going to Hearts and vice versa. It's like such a thing I don't know anything about. 2011 as well. Midfielder.
I'm a visual quizzer. I need to see the visual prompt.
Show me his face.
Did Andy Webster go from Rangers
He's
to
a defender.
Hearts? That is a defender, though, isn't it?
He's a midfielder.
It's a defender, yep. Said
Oh,
that
good
3
then.
times.
Shut up. Yeah, go Webster.
Correct,
Webster.
well done. Yes,
Huh.
6 out of 8. Number 9, striker. A free transfer from Rangers to Hearts mid-season in the year 2000. I'll repeat that. Striker. Free transfer. Rangers to Hearts mid-season 2000.
Rangers to Hearts, mid-season, 2000.
Rodney Wallace. Be a Scottish striker, no? You assume? Hi, McCoy. Talking about.
Fucking hell. 2000. Going to be pretty
You were-
annoyed at this one, I think.
11. Struggy was 9. Prime football knowledge age.
I know. I feel I'm going to be really annoyed at this.
What's your gut saying, Andrew? Go with your gut instinct.
I don't really have one. That's the problem.
Give you a 10-second countdown to avoid listeners tapering
Yeah,
off.
it's a bit boring. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's been hard. Like, Andrew should be on top of these, man. He's a Rangers fan. So called.
3, 2.
Jury?
Correct. Well done.
Oh, yes.
The best pool I've ever seen in my life. 7 out of 9. With 1 to go.
Decent.
You cannot lose
One
from
to
this
go.
position.
What to go?
Okay.
Cannot lose. Last one, and I was struggling by this stage, so apologies. Midfielder. He went on a 6-month loan from Rangers to Hearts in 23-24.
It's Neil McCann again. Midfielder went on loan for 6 months. I think he just went in January.
fuck all.
Then.
From August to January is
I
the...
didn't even last the season.
August to
23-24.
January. Okay,
Fucking
now.
sacked off.
Yeah, then went back to Rangers and then I think got shipped off somewhere else. Because he was rubbish.
Midfielder, you said.
Mid.
Lowry.
Correct, well done.
Yeah.
Good
Well
pull.
done. Yeah,
done.
great shout.
8 out of 10.
I didn't realise you don't manage a full season.
You know your Rangers and Hearts transfers, lads. Well done.
Where's he
That's
now?
all we have time for in episode 49. Thanks so much, Andrew. Thank you so much, Matt, for your insight, your witticisms, and your dashing good looks if you're watching on YouTube. Anything for the listeners before we go, lads? Parting words.
Thanks for sticking with it, lads.
Yeah, it's a long shift. Sorry about
Tough
that.
quiz for us twice at the end. We were struggling there, like.
Yeah, a lot of dead silence there. Yeah, sorry about that. If you're still here, tell us who you think's going to win the title. Call it.
Call it now.
We want to know.
We do.
And
Yes.
also
Do-
let us
do-
know what you think about Kettlewell as well. That'd be quite helpful.
Yeah, Kettlewell, let us know yourself, mate. You back yourself to get them up.
And post in the comments below your selfies from the Leaning Tower of Pisa, if you've been.
Yeah, please.
Holding
Yeah,
it or not.
please do that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. See you in episode 50 next week.
Good. Ooh, big one.
Goodbye.
Bye.